forward in time again. Now we're in AD 308 to have a look at what is left of that big building behind me with the 3 arches. Because that is 1/3, because that's all that is left, of the Basilica of Maxentius. Now we've heard about Maxentius already today. Anyone remember who killed him?
Constantine.
People listen, fantastic, Constantine. So even though Maxentius wasn't popular, he did something really good here. Because this was to be the last, the largest, by far the most important basilica architecturally in the whole of ancient Rome. Now we only have 1/3 left, because after the fall of the empire, there was an earthquake, and the whole of the magnificent roof came down, which actually makes me quite sad, because this is the one building I wish was still in one piece. But the empire had fallen, so there was nobody looking after this site. So we got more recycling, because the poor people, the plebeians, the plebs, they came, they took the bricks and the stones, and they used them to make their own houses. There was even a word for it, spolia. But the poor people did not live up here on the hill. This was for the powerful and the rich. The poor people had to live all the way over the other side in an area called the Suburra, where the word suburbs comes from. It's today's Via Cavour area, where all the best pubs are. But the whole of the Suburra used to be separated from the Forum by a wall because of the number of fires that used to spread over from the overcrowded poor region. But the reason I think this is so important, it is really well documented. Michelangelo came and studied these ruins, and so did Raphael, and so did the great architect Bramante. And it was Bramante in 1508 that Pope Julius II told, tear down the old St. Peter's, build me a new one. And Bramante wrote, my plan is the Basilica of Maxentius with the dome of the Pantheon on top. And that is pretty much what we've got today in St. Peter's Square. You know, the legacy of this building, AD 308, still with us, right next to the Vatican. And if you look underneath those arches at the ceiling, can you see the coffered ceiling? Exactly the same as we still have in St. Peter's today. And try to imagine this, another 2/3 bigger coming out this way. It just dominated the Forum. But in those days, the basilicas didn't have anything to do with religion. The basilicas were where the commercial activity of the marketplace would go on. The temples were still the centres for religion. So in there were law courts, there was the election of magistrates. So really, St. Peter's Basilica isn't a basilica at all. It's a church. It's only called a basilica because of the architectural similarity to that building right there. I think it's great. Another word that's just changed. Now everyone thinks basilica religion, but it wasn't originally the case. So do you want to come and have a look at the rest of the Forum? We're going right up top for the best view.